Hello people and welcome to yet another episode of Sandmans Tattle Time. Tonight we're going to hear on the rig theme again and we're going to do one on the drop down pulley rig. The crack is about 2 or 3 months ago I was on about going down to Easington, Skegness way for the smooth hounds, just trying my luck with them. I'd never done it before, nothing like that. And I've been on Facebook several times and I'm sick of seeing people standing there with their catch of some lovely hounds and all that, so maybe he's a little bit jealous. So anyway, I wanted to try my luck at it. Like I say, I'd never done it before, wasn't sure what rigs to use, etc, etc. So I found myself in Andy Rutherford's shop at Rutherford's Angling, very good friend of mine. Told me predicament, what I was intending on doing, and mentioned that I wasn't sure of what rig to use. Before you know it, Andy being Andy, straight out with a pen and piece of paper, doing a little bit diagram of this drop down pulley rig. Try this, should work a treat. Thanks very much, mate. Come home 10-15 minutes later, gets the gear out, and I've made my version of the drop down pulley rig. So that's what this is about. I thought it would fit in at a nice time. And a lot of people are going down to Skegness and Easington, Dimington, stuff like that for the smoothies. So I thought couldn't think of a better time to do this rig, especially for people that's never done it before like me, and maybe they'll just look for a little bit of advice of what gear to use and what rigs, etc, etc. However, before we hit on the rig, I have got some big thanks to go out. I want to hear on them and a little top tip of getting there. So we'll start off with the top tip. Right, top tip. About 2 to 3 times a week, I receive emails or a personal message from people up and down the country who seem to struggle to get hold of this 316 grade stainless steel TIG welding rods. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know if there's no supplies down south or up in Scotland way or wherever, but people seem to struggle to get hold of it. Just for the record, if anybody wants to send me an email or a personal message, I will more than happily give you the full address of where I purchased that wire from. I'm sure they would do a mail order. I can certainly find out for you. They're a cracking company. The only downfall is you've got to buy it in 5 kilo tubes, and it does get quite expensive. The price of stainless seems to fluctuate like the weather. It changes like the weather. I've paid as cheap as £43 for a 5 kilo tube, and I think I've paid as much as £53, £55, somewhere around there anyway. So it can be up and down anyway. But like I say, if you want some and you're stuck to get it, send us a message or an email, and I'll be more than happy to send you the address. Anyway, one of the main ones that people seem to be struggling with is the fat stuff, the 2.6mm, what we use to make the bait loaders out of. Anyway, the other day, totally unexpected, I was in the pound shop and I come across these barbecue skewers. You get 12 in a pack, and believe it or not, they're £1. And I thought, oh well, them look, there's one there, them look just the job. For a start off, they're the right thickness. I like the price, 12 for £1, which works out what, around about 10 pence each. And it already comes, I don't know if you can see that there, but that comes with a nice grinded point already done for you. So, you got that there. So, I looked at it and I thought, right, I'll gamble £1 and see if they're any good. Out come the plies, straight away, snip off the circle end. You don't need it. You've then got that. There's your round nose plies. You need to make your bend, as I showed you how to do this when I done an episode on making the bait loaders. So all I've done there is I'm in the process of making the loop on the end. Kink that back a bit. There it is. Making sure that's parallel with there, and we'll bend that right round to there. And there you go, chaps. Apart from the bead and the piece of PVA tubing that I use, there's a bait loader out the pound shop. So that's my top tip. 12 for £1, like I say. Very easy to work with. Granted, it's not stainless steel. It may rust, I don't know. But if it does, you get sick of it, fling it away, make another one. Cheap as chips. So that's that. Now we'll hear on to the emails. Right then, like I say, the emails are I get. Receive lots and lots and lots of emails and personal messages of support. A little bit constructive criticism here and there. But the support that we're getting here at Sandmans Tattle Time is unbelievable. It really is. I'll only apologise for the speed of the videos that's coming out at the minute. We've got the 6 weeks holidays at the minute, the kids is off, and God, I wish they were back. But next week, they're back to school, happy days, with a bit of luck things will go back to normal. Anyway, the emails, Martin McGrath, I'll give you a big shout out, mate. Many thanks for the bits and bobs I received through the post. I do hope you like your length of conduit I've sent you, and it does your box. Good. I hope it's just the right length that you need to finish off your box. It's just under 2 foot long. You'll not need that much, mate, so it should fit like a glove. Many thanks for your kind words of support, mate. It goes a long way, it really does. And you take care. If there's anything I can ever help you with, and anybody else, you know how to get in touch with us, no problem whatsoever. The lads down in Singapore, in Aussie Australia, I hear you's up here, fantastic set of lads. I'm absolutely amazed to think that Sandmans Tattle Time hits out as far as there. Yeah, I know we've got some people in the States that watch us, and I never thought that would happen, but it did. And we went to Germany, to America, and now we're down in Singapore and Australia. It's just amazing. And it works the other way. I find it fascinating. I get pictures of people sending us pictures of bits of bobs of rigs and terminal tattle that use down there. It's fascinating. It's great to see how you work. And I'm over the moon that you like the way that we fish, so it's fantastic. It's amazing to see that Ziplex is massive down over that, as far out as Australia and Singapore. I didn't think that, but he's a huge Ziplex fans down there, which is fantastic. So that's basically, I've heard on all the emails. I'd just like to thank you for all the kind words of support that you give us. I mean, it really does, it goes a hell of a long way. And like I say, we get absolutely shitloads of emails. It's great, absolutely fantastic. And before I go, I got some Tattle Time box decals done. I think I got a couple of hundred done. This is what's left. Please, if you want one, they're free. They'll go in your tattle box. Just send me a prepaid envelope. Just contact us through Facebook or email. I'll tell you how to do it. All I ask is send us a prepaid envelope. I'll get that through the post. Excuse me. I pop the tattle sticker in the envelope and I post it back to you. It's as simple as that. Like I say, that was a pile of 200 and they've gone very quickly. Anyway, right, so we've talked about the emails, we've talked about the top tips, bits and bobs like that. So now we'll make the rig. Right then, the rig. Here I've got a length of £70 blue marlin mono, as you've seen us use many a time on Sandmans Tattle Time. Fantastic stuff this. Only place you can purchase it is Mike down there in UK Hooks on the Isle of Wight or the Isle of Man, whichever one it is. I always get mixed up. Fantastic stuff. You'll not be disappointed if you want to get yourself some. Anyway, so like I say, £70 blue marlin mono. We're going to start off and nip the end between your thumb and your finger. You're going to pull that as far to the left as you can. Turn your head to the right. Tip of your nose. There you go. That's your rig, buddy. When you come to cut this, try not to cut it at a 90-degree angle. Cut it at a 45-degree angle, so you're going to make a bit of a point on the end. Snip. For those that's never seen us do that before, I'll explain why in a moment. Go to the other end of that, and here we've got a fast link that you've seen us make time and time again on Sandmans Tattle Time, made from 316 grade 1.6mm stainless steel TIG welding rods. There it is there, very strong, and it's got a power swivel in the top of there, 295 Brayton strain. If you want to know a little bit more about these power swivels, I see more and more people using them these days. There's its little brother, if you like. That little guy's got a Brayton strain of 100 pounds. I use that on hook snuds. That for main rig body lengths, that for hook snuds. Absolutely fantastic. Again, like I say, they're a little bit more expensive, but everything in life, you get what you pay for. They're worth every penny. Give you that little bit more added security, if you like. You can purchase these down there. Andy Rutherford's at Roker Avenue. He sells them, no bother. I know for a fact Gary Pye does down there at North East Tattle. They'll sort you out. And I'm more than certain that Tony and Andy Courtman down there at Fishing Republic in the Hendon branch, which is closest to me, I would have thought they did. There are 3 Cratton shops. They'll look after you as best they can. Some good lads in them shops, I must say. Really good lads. Anyway, so we're going to start off by applying that to the bottom of the rig. We're going to put that through there. Maybe just pull that, what's that, 3-4 inches through. I'm going to wrap it around 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Put that through the bottom. Maintain the loop. And there's your standard half blood. Like I say, maintain that loop and repeat this again. 1, 2, 3. You're there. Apply gob oil into your plies or whatever you use to pull your rigs taut. Love that nut. Absolutely solid as a rock. Go nowhere. If you take notice, it actually comes in, it goes out the same way as it comes in. Shown to me by a good mate a long time ago. It's never ever failed me to date. Touch wood, never ever. So if it isn't broke, like I say, don't fix it. I'll stick with it. Anyway, that's that. What we're now going to apply is the rubber part of the breakaway impact shield. There's the rubber part on, and there's the impact shield itself. I'm going to slide that across the bottom, like so. And there you have it. And what I always like to do is maybe pull that about 1 centimetre or so off the top of that swivel. Just about there. It's my personal preference, that's just where I like to do it. On the top of that, you want to get yourself a nice little 5mm bead. Any colour will do. And on the top of that, you want to apply a crimp. Here's the little trick with cutting it on a 45-degree angle. I don't know about you, but many a time I've had crimps in the past where I've cut it on a 90-degree angle where it's nice and flat. You go to put the crimp on the end, and it butts up with a piece of crud or shite, whatever's inside of it, and it's no good. But since I started to cut it on a 45-degree angle, making a little bit of a point, it always seems to find its way through. No problem at all. There it is there. I'll take that one off. I'll get another one at random. If I can get hold of one. There's another one at random. And no bother at all. Straight through. So, that's that. Little top tip for you. Anyway, so you pop that through to there. The bead should always come off just at the top of the breakaway impact shield. Just at the top. You do not want it there. Try and get it there. Quickly hold the crimp in place. Get your round nose plies and give that a little nip. Just to there. That's it. Please, whatever you do when you're applying these crimps, do not use nail clippers and plies, round nose plies. I've seen lads use nail clippers. Honestly, you're going to cut the crimp, and even worse than that, cut the one off. You start again, the rig's gone. It's no good. Anyway, that's enough of that. So, we've got that crimp on. We then want to apply another crimp. That's going to go straight on there. And about, what's that, 3 inches? About 3 inches from the top of the other crimp. You put this crimp and nip that so it stays in situ. There you go. So there's your 2 crimps. You then want to get yourself another 5mm bead. We're going to plonk that there. And the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to use a genie clip, Gemini clip, whatever you'd like to call them, with a little bit of a bent neck. But what I'm going to do is I'm not going to use that. I'm going to make you one. Just in case you've never seen it done, this one's for you. Here we go. Here I've got a length of 316 grade stainless steel TIG welding rods, 1.6mm. It is 7 centimeters long, or 70mm if you like. There's your round nose plies. I'm simply going to put them in the jaws like that, and we're going to make the loop. Use your universal plies just to straighten it all up. Quick kink in the neck. Knit that together, and there you go. One loop. We're now going to go at the other end. I'm going to put the bait clip, if you like, at the other end. So you're going to put that in the plies, just so it's buttoned up at this end. Make sure it's all running parallel with the jaw of the pliers as it is and kink that round. So you've now got that. You want to then go up to your round nose pliers, put it roughly 3/4 of the way down, as you can see there, and kink that round, holding it tight and just kink that round. You've now got that. Finish off with your universal plier, quickly give that a little nip together. If you want a standard Janie clip, there it is there, with the bait clip already on it, but we don't want that, like I say. We need a little kink in the neck, so we've got that. Anyway, so we've got that. We will now pop that onto the rig. As you can see, there it is there. Followed by another bead. There it is there. Followed by a pulley bead. That's where you should be now. And last but not least, you want another 5mm bead on the end. Any colour will do. Just happens I've got yellow ones, but any colour would do, would have thought. Anyway, at the other end, here I've got a piece of 16 gauge, not 18 gauge, 16 gauge. There's a hell of a difference. Stainless steel grip wise, bought out of Andy Rutherford's. There it is there. Very strong, that stuff. Totally different to 18 gauge. 18 gauge has got, in my opinion, has got a use for one thing, and that's grip wires. End of story. It's got no use for making Gemini clips, fast links or anything like that. It's just asking for trouble, in my opinion, or rotten bottoms. So please, if you're going to have a gun at this, try and use the right stuff. Be safe. 316 grade stainless steel TIG welding rods, 1.6mm. That's the way to go. Anyway, so here we've got a short length of 16 gauge stainless steel. And what we're going to do is we're going to make a tiny little loop in the end. And we're going to go around like that. There we go. So we're making a tiny little loop. And what we're doing here is we're just making another form of rotten bottom. You'll have seen these before. There it is there. That's where we are now. Going to get the piece of wire back in the plier again, making sure that that's running parallel. And we're simply going to come right round like that. That's where you should be. Very, very, very simple. Get your pliers. And I always like to try, just get that something point out, get it in line with just there, your cutter. Just there, that's all you need. Keeping a hold of it, snip. Get rid of that little bit because we don't need it. And there you go, that's all, that's the piece that we need. We are now going to attach that to this piece of mono. And again, we're just going to repeat that knot that you've just seen us use. Get that out of the way, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Again, there's your standard half blood. Repeat that again. 1, 2, 3. You're now there. You know what's coming next. Apply your gob oil into your plier and pull that tight. Trim off the excess, and there you go. I'll just cut that into the bin. Right, and that's the rig body finished, so I'll quickly talk you through it. Here we go. Right, you've got a fast link with a swivel. Okay, I've got a power swivel. You don't have to use them, but that's just my choice. Then got a breakaway impact shield, 5mm bead, crimp, about 3 inches up from that, another crimp, 5mm bead, Janie clip with a kink neck, whatever you want to call it, 5mm bead, pulley bead, 5mm bead, and at the other end of that we've got your little rotten bottom clip, if you like to call it that. That there is your rig body finished for the time being. Here I've got some 20-pound amnesia. It's red. The reason I'm using this 20-pound amnesia is so you can see it. It's for camera purposes, that's it. Photographic purposes. Personally, when I was going fishing for hounds or anything like that, I would be using a hook snood of a minimum of 40 pound. Nice, subtle, something like Ultra Flex or the Yucky lines and stuff like that. Something nice and subtle. That's what I like, personally. Anyway, so here we've got a length of Amnesia, 20 pound. Simply nip the end between your finger and thumb, just like you did with the rig body. Pull that to there, but this time don't kink your head to the right, just look straight forward and right off the tip of your nose. That's where you want to be. Cut that straight down. There you go, that's where you're at. On one end, we'll put a swivel. Now normally I would use one of these guys here, but for today, just for photographic purposes, I'm going to use the big guy so you can see it better at home. We're going to apply that knot that you've just seen us do. 1, 2, 3, through the bottom, maintain your loop. 1, 2, 3. Sorry if I sound like a stuck record light, but it's there. That's gone down absolutely lovely. Now when you're fishing for smoothies, I've heard people say, well, they use a wide variety of hooks. I've seen people use chinos to them, dog hooks, whatever they're called, Sakuma mantas. I've seen a wide selection. Today I'm just going to use a size 3/0 Viking. There it is there. Another reason I'm using this is because of photographic purposes. I just want you to be able to see it, but you can use whatever hook you see fit for the purpose. Again, we'll repeat that knot. Pull that through. 1, 2, 3. Please, when you're using these hooks and you handle them, just be careful with them. The razor sharp, honestly. They go through. If they go in your hand past the barb, you're on your way to A&E. Simple as that. There we go. Right, let's get that warmed in. And there you go. Trim off that tag end. And there is your hook snood made. And that, believe it or not, is the rig just about finished. So, what we'll do is, I'll come straight back, I'll get this all put together, and I'll come straight back and I'll put you through the rig. Right, so, like I say, we'll put this rig together so you can see it. I'm going to put a sinker on the end of this fast link. There it is there, just a lead weight, just so you can see it working better. Right, so, at the other end, we're going to get that little Gemini clip that you've made with a kink in the neck. I'm going to attach the swivel onto that. So you're going to clip that onto there, down, so you're there. That's where you're at. You're going to go at the other end and you're going to put your hook on the impact shield. We'll let that by there. It does get a little bit awkward with this. And at this end, you're now going to attach the bait clip part of the Genie clip to there. So that's going to attach like that. Just like that, simple as. You need to hold on to the pulley bait. We'll keep that there because that hook's popped off that. Like I say, it's bloody awkward. Right, so there's that. I'll stand up. Now we'll go. Let's keep that together. And there we go. Rock on. Done. And I'll zoom right into that. You can see it all working beautifully. That there's ready to go. And what I'll do is I'll hold that end, and if you watch, as soon as that tension goes off that line, it's off. And what happens is obviously your sinker will find the bottom, and you've now got your hook trace that's swimming there. You hook into a fish, obviously it's going to pick the lead up, your lead's going to be there with your fish on the end. Keeping it all right. But, just before I go, when you think about this rig, you can make it even better if you like. If you think about it, you've got the rig, make half a dozen rig bodies, maybe 10 if you like, you don't even need that many, but make 20 snuds. Go out and purchase one of these, do that. Here I've got all the different hooks that I use for hounds. You flick this one over, there you go again, all different hooks. What my point is, let's say that you've getting into a hound, you've had the fight of your life, good sized fish, you've landed it, you're over the moon, but it's done one of two things. One, it's swallowed that down its arse and you're going to have a nightmare getting it out, or it's right in its jaw, and either way you're still going to have a nightmare getting it out. So you don't really want to be sitting there battling away to get this hook out the fish's mouth and not be fishing. Simply unclip it off the Gemini clip when it was onto there, unclip it, move the fish to one side, pretend that's another bait ready to go, clip on the fresh bait onto the bait clip, you know the rest, belt it out, you're now fishing. At least you're fishing. You can then go to the fish, cut the line, leaving the hook in its mouth to go and live for another day, or remove the hook if it's possible, doing whatever you think's best in the situation. And that's out. But the main thing is it's nice and quick. Boom, get that sorted out, boom. If the hound has managed to weaken the line and somehow you need to disregard it, get rid of the hook, son. That's it. It's alright, you've got another 20 in your little wallet there. And that's it. I've got this little wallet down there at Fishing Republic. I think it costs us about 17 quid. I was over the moon with it, got a little compact in the middle. As you can see there, I've got 3 rig bodies ready to go. And we've got them there, and that's that. Simple as that. Nice and easy. Well, that's the end of another Sandman's Tattle Time. I hope you enjoyed watching it. I hope it gives you a little bit of tips and it brings you on in your journey through life with fishing, so to speak. Next time, Sandman's Tattle Time, we're going to talk about the new Century T1000. Well, new. It's been out quite some time, but I've went and got myself one. I know what you're thinking out there, bloody hell, he's a Ziplex man through and through. I am, but credit where credit's due. I've got to say, I think Century's hit the nail on the head with this one. I got the rod, I took it down, I fished with it, I was seeing bites off tiny little whiteys on it. For me, it was great, especially when I paired it up with this boy. This is a Penn Spinfisher 7500, the long cast version. They're that bloody good. I went and bought myself another one because they're absolutely amazing. I'm going to have one of these on me TRC or HST Evo, or maybe it's the big fella, the wherever I've got it, oh there it is there, the TXL. I'll try that on that, and I'll have the other one on the T1000. I'll do a brief video on these. I'm not get all clued up with the T1000, but what I can tell you is its dimensions, length, etc., how it feels, what it's like with the bite detection, and I'll certainly put it through its paces on a cast and show you how it bends and stuff like that, which I know that you all like to see. The reels itself, this is loaded up with £30 Berkeley Whiplash. I'm not a huge fan of Berkeley Whiplash, that's just my personal feelings. There's a new braid in town for me. It's called Saratoga. You buy it from Hong Kong. Yes, it's one of these cheap braids, but this is 8-ply braid. It's 1,000 metres for 27 quid, 28.50, somewhere around there. There's a few lads used it in our club well before me. The couple of these lads that's using it really know what they're talking about. I'll mention no names, but they know the crack, and it's getting a huge thumbs up from their mind. It really is. 30 quid for 1,000 metres gets a huge thumbs up from me. So we'll be talking a little bit about that on the next one. So the next video will be the T1000 paired up with the Spinfisher 7500 long cast reel. Anyway, you just take care out there, be safe, and I'll see you all on the next episode of Sandman's Tattle Time. Bye bye.